In a small village called Valley Shadows, life was slow and quiet. The village was surrounded by a dense forest, and its people believed that the forest was haunted by mysterious spirits. But what scared them most was the Phantom, a creature that was said to appear on dark nights and deceive people with strange shapes and sounds. There was a young man named Kamel who lived with his old grandmother in a small house on the outskirts of the village. Kamal was brave and curious, and he did not believe in the village superstitions. He believed that the phantom was just imagination and that people were afraid of things that did not exist. One night, while Kamel was sitting by the fire, listening to his grandmother's stories about the phantom, he heard a strange voice coming from the forest. The voice was like intermittent whispers, sometimes close and sometimes far away. Kamel decided to investigate, despite his grandmother's warnings. He took a lamp and went out into the forest. As Kamel walked further into the forest, he began to feel that something was watching him. The trees seemed to be moving, and the shadows seemed to be chasing him. Suddenly, he heard a voice calling him in his name. He turned around and saw no one. Then he heard the voice again. This time it sounded like his grandmother's voice. He followed the voice until he reached an open area in the forest, where he saw someone standing in the dark. Camel slowly approached, and when he turned on the flashlight, he was shocked to see himself standing in front of him. The person he saw was an exact copy of him, smiling at him coldly.
Who are you?
"Who are you?" Kamal felt terrified and realized that he had fallen into the trap of illusion. He tried to escape, but the other copy was following his every move. The faster he ran, the faster she ran. The more he stopped, the more she stopped. Finally, Kamel closed his eyes and took a deep breath and remembered his grandmother's words. Illusion deceives those who fear it.
You are not real. You are just an illusion.
At that moment, the other copy began to melt like fog until it completely disappeared. Kamel returned to the village, where everyone was anxiously waiting for him.
I faced the illusion and it vanished.
When he told them what had happened, they began to think about their stories of illusion and realized that fear was what made illusion powerful. From that day on, the villagers learned to face their fears, and illusion no longer frightened them as it had before. Thus, Kamel's story became a lesson to the villagers. Illusion has no power unless we give it power.